Hi friends, this is Janine Pettit, brand ambassador for Camco and founder of Girl Camper. I am down here in Greensboro, North Carolina, which I call the mothership. This is where Camco makes so many of the products we all enjoy in our RVs. Well, I just got a new RV. After 4 years with my old one, I got a Keystone hideout, and I love all this additional space I have. I love cooking at the campground, so I am so excited to be stocking up with some of my favorite Camco items, and I want to share them all with you. They have a line called Life is Better at the Campsite, and we all know that that is true. So let me share with you a few of the things that make life better at the campsite. One of them is a product that I not only use at the campground, but I have a second set because I use these at home all the time. It's the melamine stacking bowls. They run from 3.5 quarts, 2 quarts, 1.5 to 1/2 quart. This is so great because they come with these wonderful lids that are super tight. I will make my dip that I'm going to serve at the campground ahead of time before I leave home. That lets it marinate a day or so longer, so it's extra tasty when I get there. Put that in my fridge at home and transfer it to my RV fridge when I'm leaving. If I have leftover corn flakes or Fritos, if I've made chili, this is such a better way to store them than to put them in the bag with a chip clip on top of them where they get all smashed. So I'll throw the extra Fritos in there and keep these in a cabinet where they're going to stay whole. Another thing I love these for is that when there is any kind of leftover, even if I had leftover hot dogs and burgers, I would throw them all in one bowl and put the lid on them and just stash those in the refrigerator. It's such a better way to carry them than to use a bunch of single-use plastic bags, which I really try to avoid. So these bowls have just been fantastic for me. If I am not using them all at one time, I love that they are stackable. If I'm going to the campground with nothing already prepared, I will just stack these up like this. I keep them in the cabinet. I can pull them out as I need them, and all of the lids work tightly. So this is one of those great products that is not only good for your RV, for good at home too. So get a set for your RV and get a set for home. Another fun and practical product that I use all the time are these sweet little cutting mats. So none of us want to cut raw meat on a wooden cutting board, and these are a 3 set of plastic. So easy to wash, fits in an RV sink, very easy. They have a little rubber stopper on there, so I could take these off and use them individually, and I have used them as placemats as well as for cutting boards, but I keep these all together. This goes back on, and then actually you could just hang them on a hook. They store very easily, but I have found these things to be super handy. Another fun thing is this great Cork Trivet. I love the theme of the vintage campers. This is the campers I grew up in, and they always are so charming to me, but this Cork Trivet is so great. I do a lot of Dutch oven cooking, so when I get that hot cast iron pan off of the grill and I don't want to lay it on my plastic picnic table or even on a fabric one, this sits there and it absorbs a lot of heat. It's really, really thick, so this does double duty for a lot of stuff, but for me, it comes in very handy with the Dutch oven cooking. Another one of my favorite Camco things are their double insulated thermal tumblers. So Camco has made these for a number of years now. When I first used this, I was on a trip to Yellowstone, and I went into a pit stop and I filled this thing with ice and iced tea, and it was so well insulated that my ice would not melt. So I didn't have enough fluid. I had to take the lid off it in order to get the ice to melt so I could drink it. When I got up and got in my truck the next morning, it was still full of ice. It's because these are double insulated 18 gauge stainless steel. So how that works is that creates a vacuum that allows anything you put in here that's hot to stay really hot, and anything you put in here that's cold to stay really cold. The lids on these things have a rubber gasket seal on them, so when you close those things off, not only do they not leak, but they really maintain the temperature. They've provided a little open and close sipping apparatus on there, so when you're not sipping and you want that to stay even hotter, you can close that. The cool thing about this is so many of the tumblers, and this large one is 30 ounce, so many of the tumblers that are in the store are not geared for your hand. So I love what Camco did with the 30 ounce one because it's narrower at the bottom so it fits in your cup holder in your car. Sometimes I buy these things and it won't go in my cup holder. So this one fits in my cup holder. I use this in the morning to make my protein shake. So I put my almond milk in there and the powder. I have a little gadget you put in there so I don't even have to use the blender. I just shake this thing up with really cold almond milk and that is my breakfast shake. But I love that my hand fits on the bottom of it and that fits inside my cup holder. These are really cute. They've been making the 20 ounce one for a while, but I love this new design. It's a little vintage camper, a couple of different styles on there with palm trees. It's just very vibing and driving. I think it's so super cute, and these make great gifts. I always talk about these things at Christmas time because I think they're great stocking stuffers. This is brand new, the Constellation coffee mug. So Camco makes really cute coffee mugs that are ceramic. We're going to talk about them in a minute. But now they've taken all their double hull design and they've made it into a 14 ounce coffee mug. So if you're like me and you think coffee is just an excuse for cream and sugar, you can get a lot in there. Again, it's the double hulled. It is the stainless steel gauge. It's got that super tight seal on there and the open and close. So if you want to keep that thing nice and hot for a long time, this fits in your cup holder too. So those are so fun. I want to show you the thermal mugs that they have, the stemless wine glasses. You know that I love these. There's a funny story about these. When Camco first brought these out a couple of years ago, they sent me a sample of them right around the time they went on the market and they first started hitting the internet. So I posted a couple of pictures at the campground and they were so swamped with inquiries about where to get this that they had to call me up and say, stop talking about the wine glasses because how cute are these things? Well, they've been in these real light colors and now they call this the Vintage Classic set, American Classic I think it's called. This is what is so cool. This comes away and you've got an 8 ounce double hulled again, stainless steel wine glass, your favorite beverage, whatever you want at the campground. It's got that super tight seal on it and it's got a little sipper too. So if you did knock this over, you're not gonna lose a lot and the bugs aren't gonna get in it while you're sitting there. So if you have a sweet drink, you're not gonna attract the bugs. But what I love about the multi-colors here is if your friends come over for a drink, you give everybody a different color stem and everybody knows which drink is theirs. So these now come in 8 colors and some of them they come in black now too. Years ago, I actually spray painted mine black and you can spray paint these. So if you've got some crazy colors, some fuchsia or some favorite sports team that you follow and you want to use their color for your camper, you can spray these with the Krylon paint and make it whatever color you want. But they're available in tons of colors now and they are just super fun. All right, for those who still like to have their coffee the old-fashioned way in a glass mug, here you are. Camco makes this really cute. These are also 14 ounce and they look like that old-fashioned vintage tin cup that is speckled. Speckleware with "Life is better at the campsite" written on it, except they're glass so you can put them in your microwave if you let it go cold, and these are so cute. I always give these out at Christmas time and now they come in a 4-pack. So you could buy the 4-pack and give it as a gift, or you could buy the 4-pack and take them out one at a time, fill them with some marshmallows, some graham crackers, and some pieces of chocolate, tie it up, and give these each to your friends as a gift at Christmas time. And I think they are so charming and so cute. For everybody's kitchen is this strainer. So what I love about this is when you're in your RV, you really don't have space for a big colander. So here, if you are cooking corn on the cob or you're cooking pasta and you go to drain your pot, this hooks onto the pot and you can just pour it and drain your spaghetti, and this slides into a drawer and takes up no room at all, so you don't have to have a colander. You can just use that to drain your spaghetti. It's the melamine Life is Better at the Campsite trays. These things do so many things. So when I'm in the kitchen and I'm prepping, I'm getting everything ready to go outside, I can stack it all on here. I can take this tray outside. I can put all my dishes, silverware, napkins, bring it outside to set the table, bring it inside to clear the table, keep all the stuff on the side while I'm trying to get dishes done. So these just serve so many purposes. I love how lightweight they are. I don't have to worry about these things breaking in transport. So I can put this under the sink. I can shove it up against the wall. It's not going to get broken when I get where I'm going, and they're super easy to wipe and clean up. And they're pretty. They're so pretty. Okay, friends, this is so cool. This is the Camco Slip Stop. Now, I have all of my cabinets lined in this, but also my silverware drawer. I put this underneath my silverware holder. It just keeps things inside my drawer and inside my cabinets for sliding around. But did you know another great idea for these is to cut this very narrow. Put this inside your refrigerator. So on your fridge door, if you put this thing in your shelves in your fridge door, your ketchup, your mustard, your pickles, all those things that would normally slide back and forth when you're driving, they don't go anywhere. Another great idea for this is to cut this to the size of your freezer. Put this on your freezer floor, and then when your refrigerator builds up ice in it, take all your stuff out. Just pull this out, take it outside, let it melt on the table, wipe that dry, put this back in, and then you don't actually have to defrost your freezer. You can just use this as your freezer defroster system. Much easier, much quicker. Another new entry in the Life is Better at the Campsite product line is this over-the-door hanger for hook. I can't tell you how many different things I have tried to hang on this door to hang my apron, my hat, your grocery, your shopping bags, your dirty towel, your damp washcloth. I love this thing. It is stainless steel. It is nice and tight. It hangs over the door. It's got that cute little vintage camper design too. 4 really sturdy hooks. You can hang things that weigh a lot on here. So even if you had groceries that still had things in the bag, you can hang them up there. And that makes great additional space in your camper.